The Harmattan wind moved lazily across the red earth of Umuocham village in southeastern Nigeria. Goats wandered freely between mud houses. Women sat under mango trees, plaiting hair and discussing marriages that were none of their business. Children chased old bicycle tires down dusty paths, while the evening scent of roasted corn and palm oil floated through the air. Life was simple there, predictable. But in one corner of the village, behind an old compound with cracked walls and a crooked zinc roof, lived the family of Ubam, and everybody in Umuocham feared them. Not because they were wicked, not because they were cursed openly, but because strange things followed them like shadows. The villagers said the Ubams were people heaven forgot. Whenever any member of the family tried to rise above poverty, disaster struck. Not ordinary disaster, a mysterious swelling of the leg. It would begin like a small boil around the ankle. Then within days, the leg would balloon grotesquely like elephantiasis until employers, suitors, or business partners disappeared in fear. And once the opportunity vanished, the leg would return to normal, like nothing happened. For over 20 years, the family suffered the same fate. If Emeka got a well-paying job in Lagos, his leg swelled. If Chika found a government job in Abuja, her leg doubled in size. If a suitor came for marriage introduction, one of the daughters suddenly fell sick before the ceremony. Then afterward, perfect health. It was as though something unseen only wanted them poor, comfortably poor, hopelessly poor. And eventually, even the villagers stopped sympathizing. Maybe na ancestral punishment, old Mama Oji whispered one afternoon while peeling cassava. No normal thing fit pursue one family like that, another woman replied. Inside the Ubam compound that same evening, silence swallowed the air. Ola Ubam sat on a wooden stool staring at the lantern flame. She was beautiful despite hardship. Dark-skinned, sharp eyes, strong jawline, the kind of woman who should have been married long ago with children running around her wrapper. But she was turning 30 in 3 weeks, and 3 introductions had already failed mysteriously. The last man, Obina, disappeared after her left foot swelled 2 days before their family introduction. He never returned. Ola suddenly stood up. I cannot do this again. Her younger siblings looked up. Her father, Paobam, coughed softly from the bamboo chair. What happened? Her younger sister asked. Ola faced them, anger trembling inside her voice. I am going to find whatever is following this family. The room froze. Her mother slowly raised her head. Mba, Ola, leave some things for God. God? Ola snapped. For 30 years? Ola, her mother warned softly. No, Mama, let us talk today. How many men have left me? How many jobs have my brothers lost? Emeka almost died because he got work in Lagos. At the corner, Emeka adjusted painfully. His swollen leg still rested on a wooden support. He had secured a driver's job in Lagos 2 months earlier, before the sickness returned violently. Now he could barely walk. Tears gathered in Ola's eyes. You want us to suffer forever because you are afraid of people? Her mother avoided her gaze. I suspect your father's extended family. The room became still. But I do not want innocent blood on my head. Ola laughed bitterly. Innocent? While we suffer like prisoners? Paobam finally spoke. Let her go. Everybody turned. The old man's tired eyes rested on Ola. If this thing has refused to leave us, let her find answers. 3 days later, Ola boarded a crowded bus to the city. On the journey, an old woman beside her suddenly muttered while staring at her, You are carrying a family cry. Ola slowly turned. What? But the woman had already looked away. By evening, Ola reached the city, loud, dirty, restless. She visited different solution houses, native doctors, prayer ministries, prophets, herbalists. Nobody could explain the problem until someone mentioned a man called Ben-Dee. They say he sees hidden things, the woman selling akara whispered. Ben-Dee's solution house sat at the edge of town beside an abandoned warehouse. It was strangely quiet. Signboard, no crowd, just a black gate. Ola entered nervously. Inside, white candles burned around strange symbols drawn on the floor. Then she saw him, Ben-Dee, a tall, dark man wearing plain white clothes. His eyes alone looked dangerous. He stared at Ola for nearly 1 minute before speaking. "You should not be here." Ola swallowed hard. "My family needs help." Ben-Dee closed his eyes briefly, then opened them. "The problem is inside your house." Ola frowned. "What do you mean?" "The hand beating you is from within." Her heart raced. "My father's family?" Ben-Dee remained silent. Then quietly, "If I do back to sender, the source will die." Ola leaned forward instantly. "Do it." The man stared at her carefully. "You are angry." "I am tired." "You do not understand spiritual consequences." "I said do it." Ben-Dee sighed deeply. "Go home, pray, leave vengeance for God." But Ola shook her head violently. "My parents support it." "Are you sure?" "Yes." "The effect cannot be reversed." "I don't care." Ben-Dee looked disturbed now. "Sometimes the enemy is not who you think." Ola's face hardened. "My mother told us how my father's family hated her marriage. Since then, our lives have been ruined while they prosper." Silence. Then Ben-Dee slowly stood. "You have chosen your road." Ola brought out the little money she had saved for years and paid. Ben-Dee collected it reluctantly. "Come back in 3 days." Since she could not afford transport back home and another return journey, she rented one of the cheapest guest houses nearby. That night, the dreams began. She saw herself running through thick forests while someone cried behind her. Then she saw her mother standing in floodwater screaming her name. "Ola, come back!" She woke up crying, sweating, confused. The second night was worse. She dreamt of a woman carrying chains on her legs while fire burned around her. When the woman turned, it was her mother. Ola screamed. Then her phone rang. Her youngest brother, Kenny. Before she could answer, the phone died instantly. She frowned. That's impossible. The battery was full earlier. She tried charging it. Nothing. Dead. Fear slowly crawled into her chest. The next morning, she hurried outside searching for a phone repair shop. The nearest one was locked. She wandered deeper into unfamiliar streets, searching desperately. Crowds pushed past her. Motorcycles sped recklessly. Sweat soaked her clothes. Hours later, she realized her phone was gone. Lost. Ola burst into tears. My God! No contact with home, no way to reach Ben-Dee, no map, no money. That night, she barely slept. The following morning, she returned to Ben-Dee's place, but he was absent. She waited 3 hours. When he finally arrived, his expression darkened immediately after seeing her. "It is done," he said quietly. Ola exhaled with relief. Thank God. But Ben-Dee looked troubled. "Prepare your heart." She frowned. "My family has suffered enough. Nothing can scare me again." "I warned you." Ola shook her head stubbornly. "I should have been married with 4 children by now." Ben-Dee simply watched her leave, like a man watching someone walk toward fire. The next morning, Ola boarded a bus home. For the first time in years, she felt hope. Maybe everything was finally over. Maybe life would begin again. As the bus entered the Umuocham village at sunset, she smiled excitedly. Then she noticed her family standing outside the compound, waiting. But nobody smiled. Fear gripped her immediately. She jumped down. "Mama? Papa?" Nobody answered. Ada began crying instantly. Emeka looked away. Then Ola saw her mother, lying on a mat, one leg horribly swollen, twisted, massive, exactly like theirs used to become. Ola staggered backward. No. Her mother stretched trembling hands toward her. Take me to that place. Ola's heartbeat thundered violently. The dreams, the warnings, Ben-Dee's words. The next morning, Ola carried her mother to the city. The entire journey, her mother kept whispering weakly, I did it to protect all of you. Ola froze. What? But her mother fainted. When they finally reached Ben-Dee's house, he refused to let them in. You were warned. Ola fell to her knees crying, Please save my mother. Ben-Dee's face remained cold. The back to sender has returned home. Ola's blood turned cold. No. The source of your family bondage was your mother. The world stopped. Ola shook violently. That's impossible. Ben-Dee looked genuinely sad now. She tied all of you spiritually, so none of you would leave her behind in poverty. Ola screamed. Her mother began crying uncontrollably. I was afraid. Everybody turned. Weakly, the old woman spoke. Your father's family hated me. I feared if you all became successful, you would abandon me. Tears streamed down her face. So I went somewhere many years ago. Ola collapsed. You destroyed us? I only wanted us together. Ben-Dee looked away. The ritual answered your anger. Back to sender does not know mercy. Ola begged for hours, but nothing changed. 1 week later, Mama Ubam died. The burial shook Umuocham village. People whispered endlessly. Some blamed Ola, some blamed desperation, some blamed fear. But after the burial, everything changed. Emeka's leg healed completely. Within months, he returned to Lagos and got another job. Ada became engaged. Ene secured admission abroad. Ola herself met a kind widower named Ifeanyi who loved her deeply despite everything. For the first time in decades, the Ubam family prospered. Yet happiness never came without pain, because every celebration reminded them of one terrible truth. The enemy they feared for years had slept in the same house with them, their own mother. And sometimes, late at night, when harmattan winds blew across Umuocham village, Ola still heard her mother's final words echoing in her head. I only wanted us together. Moral lessons from the story. 1. Bitterness and fear can destroy a family. Ola's mother acted out of fear of abandonment and rejection, but her fear ended up destroying the future of her own children. Fear-driven decisions often create greater pain. 2. Not every enemy is outside. Sometimes, the greatest battles come from within our own homes, not from outsiders or extended family, as people often assume. 3. Anger can lead to irreversible decisions. Ola acted out of frustration and anger when she insisted on the back to sender. Decisions made in anger can bring permanent consequences. 4. Vengeance is dangerous. Seeking revenge without full understanding can hurt innocent people. The story shows why vengeance should be handled carefully. 5. Communication and truth matter in families. If the mother had confessed earlier, years of suffering could have been avoided. Secrets destroy families slowly. 6. Parents should never control their children's destiny out of selfishness. Love should set children free to grow, succeed, and build their own lives, not keep them trapped emotionally or spiritually.
7. Desperation can push people into wrong choices. Poverty and repeated disappointment made Ola desperate enough to take a dangerous spiritual step without fully understanding the consequences. 8. False assumptions can be deadly. The family spent years blaming the extended family without evidence. Assumptions can create hatred against innocent people. 9. Every action has consequences. The back to sender could not be reversed. The story teaches that some actions cannot be undone once taken. 10. Healing sometimes comes through painful truths. The family only became free after the hidden truth was exposed. Sometimes painful revelations are necessary for freedom and growth. 11. Unhealthy attachment can become destructive. The mother's desire to keep her children close turned into emotional and spiritual imprisonment. 12. People should seek wisdom before taking spiritual actions. Ben-Dee repeatedly warned Ola, but she ignored wisdom because of emotions. Good advice should never be ignored. 13. Poverty should never become a comfort zone. The family had unknowingly adapted to suffering for years. People must fight wisely for a better future. 14. Forgiveness is better than hatred. Hatred towards the extended family blinded the family from discovering the real problem for many years. 15. True love does not manipulate. Genuine love supports growth, freedom, and happiness. It does not hold people back out of fear.